But I think there's a big mix up nowadays between fake confidence and actual confidence. I
Mm,
don't believe you can have real confidence without believing in a higher power, whatever
mm,
that may be to you. If you atheist and it's just me here, then you all you have is you to rely on. So that
right.
means you can't see beyond what is your sight. So that means you can't have confidence. Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome, family, to Tea Time Podcast by Atiya J. This is your self-help, spiritual podcast, uplifting topics we all love to avoid, but we definitely need to conquer. Tea time is your moment to pause, listen, and absorb what is soothing to you. I'm Atiya J, aka Tia, a certified holistic life coach, and this idea was sparked by my passion to help others discover their latent potential, purpose, and significance, especially if you are one who feels overlooked, alone, or forgotten. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. I see you and I feel you. Welcome to Tea Time Podcast. Enjoy the tea. All right,
Okay.
peace. Assalamu alaikum. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Tea Time Podcast. I'm excited to introduce my guest today, my friend, homie, Raff Alpha, also music artist. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Raff Alpha, music artist from Baltimore, Maryland, and this a guy that's trying to spread his music out there, spread a message, and break through somehow, some way. Yeah,
Word up. Tell them more
yeah,
about yourself. Where you from? Which part of Baltimore? What got you into the music game?
yeah. Okay, so like I said, Raff Alpha is the stage name. I represent East Baltimore. Was born at the hospital John Hopkins. Was born over West Baltimore. Grew up over there in like my childhood until I was like 10. Then about 10 or 11. Then moved over to East Baltimore, and I've been there ever since. So basically, just doing music from that time since a kid. I've been doing music for a long time, not taking it as seriously, but I always been into music. My brother always recorded me and my other brother on cassette tapes, rapping over instrumentals, and that was the introduction for me. And as I got older, I say mid-teens, 15, 16, I started liking it a little more. Adulthood, that's when about 18, I said I want to take it seriously. And here I am today, just still going at it, still loving the process, still loving hip hop, still loving everything about it. Therapeutic for me through my ups and lows and highs and lows. And I'm still here being an artist. So that's about the gist of everything.
Word.
Yeah.
Remember meeting you through music because of my roommate,
Yeah.
Ila Soul, who's a part of your label, your group,
Yeah.
Omega Academy.
Mm.
But something that hit about your music was always just the way that you story told. And I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep this baby's arms under control so she doesn't flash me. But she the stories you told in your music, you were always, especially as a man, and especially a man growing up, a black man in Baltimore, you were able to kind of dictate your emotions in such a poetic way and such a clear way to where I related to it very well, especially at that time, just the spiritual game. That's what I was like, yeah, this is my vibe. I can rock
Yeah.
with this type of hip hop.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You always show love. You always show love to the music. I definitely appreciate it. And people like yourself and others, when I, it's confirmation when I hear things like that, because sometimes when I write stuff like that, I'm like curious if this is going to resonate with the listener sometimes, because I'm like, I'm feeling this way, but is this resonating with anybody? And when people say, hey man, I hear what you're saying, I'm like, okay, the Most High is telling me I'm doing something right, So
That reminds me, because I'm a life coach now, so it's like putting content out to try to get customers is annoying to me. But the way I think of it, I think that same process is like, is this even going to resonate? Do people get what I'm trying to say? But one thing I thought about is that we're all unique, and no matter what we say, no matter how we say it, somebody it's gonna touch someone. Because
Oh yeah.
even if it's 1,000 life coaches, it's 1,000 rappers, hip hop artists, it's like no one is you though. And I had to think that,
Exactly.
and that gives me confidence when I'm posting sometimes. It's like, nobody is me. I'm the only one with my experience, and that is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, you hit it on the nail. I even had to learn that. Like, there's only one Tia, you know what I mean? There's only one Raff. It's like comparing, and you got to catch yourself when doing that, because you'll start comparing yourself, and you got to understand that God has made each and every individual unique, you know? Uh-oh. Oh, did I hit that? Are you fine?
What's wrong?
You hit your head?
Say hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, Uncle Tom.
Hi. Hi. Do your head hurt? You hit your head?
Nope, not with that head. She good.
She stopped crying though.
Say hello.
Hey.
She just
You
curious.
looking like, who is this guy? I don't know this guy.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, like I was saying, basically it's like you said was key, is that, understanding that you're unique, you're a unique individual, and there's no one that is you, and that's important. That's key. It brings out your own individuality, instead of, you just approach it in a way where you how you do it, rather it's rap and music, playing the violin, being a health, personal coach or whatever it may be, So that's key. That's definitely key what you said. Yeah, for sure.
That's real. That gets into the topic I wanted to talk about today. As we get to know you, the Tea Time family gets to know you, is confidence. Confidence. This week, actually, I had a thought that just came to my mind, and right now I call it Allah's ideas, God's ideas.
Okay.
That's what I call it. But confidence, the way that I've thought about it growing up, is kind of like it's something that you have to get. Like you don't, as if you don't have it. That's how society teaches it to us. It's like when you actually do something, then you'll get confidence. But in my understanding that I'm developing, confidence, I think, is more closely tied to faith. So confidence isn't necessarily, it doesn't have to be something that, I do this every day. I know how to cook eggs now because I've been doing it from when I was 8 or whatever. But confidence, in my perspective, from the message I got, is something that you are born with. Like, it's especially as Black people, I think that's something that you're born with, because you're born in the image and likeness of God. So of course you're gonna have a natural confidence. I wanted to kind of talk about that, because that's something I've just noticed, especially when I was teaching. I noticed that in just young children, they have, and my daughter now too, they have a confidence where it's like, what made her think she could get up and walk? Like, she just did it one day. It's not like you're practicing and they get it. Nah, she just did it one day. And I wanted to dig into that type. So I wonder what your thoughts are.
I agree 100%. What you said is also key. Like, young kids, when you ever just look at kids and observe them, they attempt stuff. Like, it can be dangerous. It's like they don't care. You have to keep an eye on them. But it's like they have so much confidence in their mind. It's like, I can do this. Like, they attempt it. They'll try to climb up something that's too high for them. If they, and knowing, and as a parent or as someone older, you can really hurt yourself if you fall off that. But the kid is not worrying about being hurt. The kid is worrying about climbing up that chair and getting on that chair. That's all they are worrying about. It's like the ultimate confidence. And like, even with kids, it's like you see kids do crazy things. They get a little older. Like, I have a 9-year-old sister, and I see this girl attempt stuff like that can cause her. She actually sprained her ankle. Like, she was skateboarding, and she seen the big kids doing all the tricks. And I was like, hey, Jasmine, be careful. I know that you're getting inspired. And, and that's me having my adult conscious view now, because society done shaped me in this particular way, but she has this confidence. Like, I see those big kids doing that trick on that skateboard. I can do that too. And she attempts it, and she sprains her ankle. And, me being the responsible, quote unquote, older one, I'm like, you have to be careful. But when I sit back and think about it, it's like I did the same thing too as a kid. And she had in her mind she can do that. She had that ultimate confidence, like, I want to do that. I want to try that. I want to do it. And I feel like as you get older, like you said, society has this thing where, they push on you that there are limits, like, oh, if you go this way, you won't have this result. You better do this, or, and that's subconsciously gets in your mind, I feel.
Yeah.
And you become afraid to do things. Like, society tells you, like, you can't do stuff. It's like, you need to do this, you need to do it that way. And that's the way it's supposed to be done. That's how my parents did it. That's how my grandfather, and, it goes on. And I think that's what holds us down. So I feel like kids are like the purest of who we are. I feel like they're the closest to God, like what we truly are,
I agree.
yeah, for sure.
That's real. What you said about how the ways that our parents did, and how, even I've caught myself, even with Journey, like, do I really need to stop her from doing that, or is she just exploring? Like, it's just annoying to me that she throws the books off the bookshelf, but at least she knows where to go for a book, and she knows her books. Like, that's a great thing. Why would I squash that in a way? Where, of course, protection is a piece of it. Like you were talking about your sister spraining her ankle, and then we get nervous about that. Even I get nervous about when she falls, seeing a scrape on her knee or something. But when I think back, I scrape my knees all the time. That's a part of childhood. But what you said about how our parents and grandparents did things a certain way, and they would try to have us do that same thing, it reminded me of slavery, of how in slavery our parents had to keep us close as much as they could, because that was a protection to us. Meanwhile, we make fun of white children or whatever, that, hey, little Johnny can fly if he wants to. That's how they're raised, But they didn't have that trauma from a situation like slavery, an atrocity like that, where the child literally could not run. Like, we got our tail beat if we were running back in the day. But it's because we can't run when we're slaves. And that type of behavior was passed down to where it's crushing our confidence.
All the way. I agree all the way. And you hit it on the nail. Like, trauma is such a big key, and it goes as far back as slavery. Like you said, it's like in the Black community, like specifically, trauma is a big key of why we turn out or make our decisions, or our thought process. A lot of it is from trauma, and it dates all the way back from slavery times, and all the way up to now. It truly does, and I'm starting to understand it now. Like, I'm always the guy that people feel is so strong, and give people advice, and as I'm continuing to get older and understanding that I have things that I need to talk. I'm not, as a man, as a Black man, like that is trauma that's affecting my confidence, and it's crazy that you're speaking on this topic, because literally I'm seeing things that, that I'm subconsciously is affecting me in little ways, and, that affects confidence in a big way, traumas. And it's all different types of traumas. Everybody has their own traumas, but it's so many different factors in confidence, man, that comes into play. It's a lot.
I started. I'm trying to start writing more, because I used to love writing. So I'm trying to start a blog, but I started writing today about confidence. And what's crazy is how you're talking about traumas. There was a event in college that happened that came to my head when I was writing, and I didn't even think it was significant, but it was my first time. I used to sing in college and perform with a group of people, and it was my first time performing, I think it was, and I was performing for this group of high school students that were coming to Rutgers. They were in like a Big Brother program, and I remember this moment, and the video of me performing is on YouTube, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty dope. But I was so nervous, and the other woman who was performing with me, she wasn't able to show up last minute. So it's me singing with these my friends, these guys, but now in my head I'm singled out. So I started getting even more nervous than I was, because now I'm singled out. I'm the only woman on stage. This is my first time. I don't really consider myself a singer, and now I'm up here. So in my head I'm shaking, and my body sweats when I get nervous. And it doesn't matter if I've done something a million times, I'm gonna get nervous. But something I was thinking about is that's not necessarily a lack of confidence, because at the end of the day I still got on stage and did my thing, and I did it with my force. Like, I did it with what I knew how to do. So it's like when you have those type of emotions and feelings of nervousness, I feel like society tries to tell you you're not a confident person. So in me, I started believing I'm not confident and I need to build up confidence. But I had the thought this week that I've done every single thing that I put my mind to. That's confidence. Because something assured me that I could do it. So I'm very confident. I'm very nervous sometimes too, but I do it. you know?
Yeah, you do it. It's a difference. You're right about that. It's definitely a difference. And it can easily be mistaken as not being confident. But like you say, it's more so this being nervous. Like when I perform a show, everybody asks me, like, how do you just go up there and do it? And it's like every show I get nervous. I've done it I did it a bunch of times, but it's like people be like, how do you feel when you go up there? I'm like, I get butterflies before I go on stage every show. It don't matter. It's like, it can be like 10 people, it can be like 1,000 people. It's like I get butterflies, I get nervous, I start overthinking. But I have the confidence to just be like, I'm still going up there, I'm still going to perform. That's not out of the question. I'm just going to turn around when I'm going up there and perform, and how it turns out, it turns out. So yeah, and it's definitely just, I think it's just like a nervousness thing, like a inward battle, like you have to have with yourself, like, you know, that I think that we all have. I think we all have those inward battles. Now, if you let that battle, if you lose that battle and allow that feeling of nervousness stop you from doing what you want to do, then I believe that's when it turns to lack of confidence, because you're allowing that feeling to stop you from doing what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I definitely agree with that, for sure.
Yeah. That's important. That's key.
Another thing too, not to cut you off, and another thing too, I think, you know, some people may disagree or agree, is how can I say, not a backing, spiritual backing, a spiritual backing.
Facts.
That's helped me out tremendously. Some people are atheists, they don't believe anything, and they are confident. Me personally, I can't see how somebody can do it. I need the Most High, I need God. I feel like I'm empty. I have to have this backing behind me. I have to do a prayer before I hit stage. Even when I'm just driving to the store, sometimes I just say a small prayer, you know, surround my car with protection and surround me with protection. I need a backing where I can know that I have somebody in my corner, even when I'm alone, you know? And with me personally, that's what keeps me confident, you know? Keeps me confident, keeps me jumping, and it's like the kid that doesn't know how to swim and jumps in 12 feet, you know, in this attempt to swim. That it gives me that like motivation to do that, you know. So yeah.
Real. I'm glad you said that too, because I'll say something that might be real disagreeable to some people, but I think there's a big mix up nowadays between fake confidence and actual confidence. I don't believe you can have real confidence without believing in a higher power, whatever that may be to you. If you atheist and it's just me here, then all you have is you to rely on. So that means you can't see beyond what is your sight. So that means you can't have confidence. You can't be sure of anything.
I agree 100%. Like you said, I think that people, like you said, it's a fake confidence. It's something. It's some type of faith. Even if you're like, even if a person say that they don't believe in anything, faith is the evidence of the unseen. So you have to have faith in something, but you're not putting a title to it, you know? So it's like, they'll say that, like, I did it myself. No, you're believing in something that you haven't done yet, and you go out and accomplish it. You have faith in something that hasn't even been accomplished. It's the unseen. So it's like you said, it's like fake confidence. It's like fake confidence. They're claiming it. It's like, no, it's nothing. It's no God. It's not, you know, but it's obviously something there, but you're not putting a title to it, you know? So
Yeah, that's fact.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree with that.
And social media helps that, because
Yeah.
everybody thinks, you know, I got followers, I got likes,
Oh
I'm
my
confident.
gosh,
That's
man.
really where some people root their confidence. And I've fallen into that too, you know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess the opposite. It's like because whatever algorithm switched up, like, you know, what I post is not what's attractive to the Instagram algorithm. So when I post stuff, or, you know, with me and my political views or whatever views, religious too, that doesn't get shared, and people aren't really liking that. So sometimes I got caught up with that, like, dang, you know, nobody really cares, let me just stop posting. But it's like that visual stuff, like, that's why I say society creates this idea of confidence that's so false, and that even for ourselves, it makes us get ourselves down. Because we don't have an understanding of faith or confidence and how they kind of intertwine with one another, because we're just looking at what we can see and we try to determine ourselves on that. Meanwhile, in society, America is run on credit. So America is run on things that they don't have and can't see. They have the utmost faith.
Right. That's a good point. I never even thought about that. You got a good point.
Yeah. They teach us to be a way they aren't. Yeah. Son.
Right. That's a good point.
All this money that we giving away to Ukraine and stuff, like, where is that coming from?
Where's it at? Yeah, it's all good. Like you said, it's credit. That money is not tangible. Y'all don't have that. You know what I mean? It's not even fitting, you know. So you're right. And, you know, man, like you speak, and the social media thing, like, I swear, like, if I wasn't doing music, if I wasn't trying to pursue music, I swear I wouldn't be on it.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like it's like the downfall of everything. And I don't want to look at it so negatively, because it does have its positive aspects. You know, families, you know, meet people that they haven't met, or they meet their fathers or mothers that they never met. It has positive aspects. But it's like, it's a matrix. It's like, you know, people compare, like, likes. Their validation comes from likes, comments. Including myself. I find myself falling in the matrix sometimes. It's like, I got to catch myself. I'm like, people base their relationships. They see these false images of people, you know, they look happy online, and they feel like that's what they want in their relationship, and they try to, you know, emulate that. And you don't know their you don't know their real life. You know, you're looking at pictures and videos. You don't know what's going on. People, career-wise, they see someone in real estate, and they post all the homes they sold, and they feel they're unsuccessful because they didn't sell as many homes as them, and they just don't believe in themselves, and they're basing themselves off of likes, follows, comments, validation, wrong validation, idolization. I remember you posted something about that was key, and I was really, really on that topic with people. Like, stop idolizing these people. You're worshiping false gods, and you're worshiping people that aren't perfect. We're all flawed. We're all flawed. You're idolizing people that are flawed. You know, and it's just a bunch of nonsense. Women just half naked everywhere. It's like, man, like, what is going on? It's like,
is a butt.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's really, when you just sit back and look at it, it's crazy. And I have to put my phone down, because it's like, I got to remind myself, like, what do you do? What was the reason you started doing this music? You fell in love with hip hop because it gave you an outlet to write what you were feeling inside. It was therapeutic, you know, and you did that, and it turned into something else. It was never about really pleasing people to get likes or views, you know. you want to be successful at it. Of course, I'm not saying that I don't want to be successful, but I always tell myself, remember why you started this, and have the love for it first, and stop comparing, because I catch myself comparing, trying to do this what that other person did, and like and it goes back to what you said, individuality, being me, just doing how I want to do it, doing things how I want to do it, and knowing that my uniqueness is special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, not to ramble on. I'm sorry. I'm rambling.
No, you good. No, everything you're saying is like real and on time. It's like people need this message. I need this message for myself, and I like being able to talk about this with like-minded people like you, because it's subconscious. Like, it's scary. Like, I wake up and I'm gonna get up and pray and read my Quran. I don't. I get up and I'm on my phone. That's my prayer. That's my Quran. And it's automatic. It's scary. And I catch myself, it's like an hour past and I'm still on this phone. And I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And it's like, it's to the point where I don't respond to a lot of texts. I don't respond to a lot of DMs, but it's because I try to keep my phone down. Like, if it's not my family calling me, I try to keep my phone down, and I'll get to you when I can. Plus everything else I have going on. But it's so scary how that phone just takes your time. On one of my last podcasts, I had my friend Einstein on, and he said it's like a face sucker, like the Alien movies. How it just latches onto your face and it just gets you. And that's legit how the phone is.
It literally is. That's why, me personally, I don't believe in coincidences. Like, I've literally been battling. This has been one of my battles, right now. It's this daggone phone.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I feel it's a reason we're talking about this. And, I got goals right now where I'm in a space right now. I could be transparent. I'm in a space right now where I feel like I need to get more in tune with myself. I feel like I need to know who I am as an individual again. I felt like I've been in that place before, but I felt like I lost track of it. I'm in a space where, I need to tune in with my spirituality again, get closer to myself, spend some more time with myself, just getting to know myself again instead of putting others before me, because I feel like I've done that a lot and it hasn't worked. So I wrote in my book, I said, all right, I had a couple books, self-help books I'm gonna read.
The best.
A couple self-help books. My mother, she's on me about, she was like, you need to pick up that Bible. I'm like, I got you, man. I haven't picked it up. What I mean? She on my case. Man. She giving me a hard time. Because I keep making excuses. I'm like, I'm gonna get to it. And
I can't read that version. I need another one.
I read it. Right. That's how it is. I'm making a lot of excuses, and I'm telling myself I'm gonna do more things with myself. Go out to eat by myself. Just go to the movies, or get out the house, take walks, enjoy nature, life. Even with you, like, we would have talks, like, I'm talking to Elle, I'm like, man, Tia, I remember you was like traveling everywhere, like, like, I don't know, people don't know who they're inspiring in different ways. It's like, that's inspiring. Me and Ella was just talking not too long ago. I was like, yo, Tia been going everywhere, bro. You seen Tia on the Mario Kart joints? We going to Japan next year. So we literally, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we literally are planning a trip to Japan. I'm going to Japan. Really? I put that in my mind. Yeah, like, I'm going. And it's like, you inspired that. And it's like, people don't know that other people, even when, no one says nothing to them, like, they're inspiring other people, because I'm like, man, I've been to a few places, but I need to, like, go do things. But I feel like I've just been procrastinating, not doing it, and that's where I'm at in the space right now. I feel like self-discipline and forcing myself to put the phone down and picking up the book and reading, and just really a practice of putting myself in a space to do those things, I think, is my challenge right now. And the phone got me. I got the phone, the whole day will be gone. I'll be scrolling through the phone and I'm like, man, like, where has time gone? I'm like, bro, something has to, and I'll pray on it and I'll be like, God, help me with this, man. Cause I'm very truthful, like where I'm weak at. Like, I'm weak in this area. I need some type of help, or like, I do believe in myself. I do know I can do it, but at the same time I realize it's a weakness there, So I'm literally right there. That's where I'm at, That's where I'm at right now.
I feel like I'm just getting out of that, and like the family and being a caretaker and mom, it like kind of propelled me out of it, because I was in that slump too. Like I was traveling and stuff, and it was fun and cool, but that's all I was doing. I was having fun and I was being cool, but I wasn't really in tune spiritually. And it's like I keep telling my husband, like, a lot grounded me. Like, I had to be grounded, which is a flight attendant term too, but I had to like calm down. He was like, all right, you had your fun, tone it down, come back. To where like I still have flight benefits now, but I can't get up and travel just because of my responsibilities. But it's funny because it's that feeling of like, I feel like a phone is an escape. It like stops you, freezes you, and it's a blockage. Like, and it has a frequency. That's a crazy thing too. Like, a phone has a strong frequency. So what's up, Bubba? You want to say hi?
You stop every time you see me. You stop crying every time you see me. Hey. Hey.
There you go.
Hey. I see you waving. What's that? What that mean? What you do? What's that?
Might be hungry.
Oh, she said she hungry.
She said, look.
I'm hungry. You gotta give me some food, mommy.
Yes. Talking all this stuff. I don't care about
talking all that talk. I'm hungry. But yeah, but I definitely get phones. It has a frequency, and that frequency can affect your frequency, and it's powerful. It got to be powerful to be able to have everybody on it 24/7 and focused in on it. It got to be a powerful frequency coming from the phone,
I remember the flip phones at the mosque. They had this presentation. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but they used to sell these like little cells that you could stick to your flip phone, and it was supposed to like diminish the effect that the radiation and frequency has. And I remember they did this thing, and they would like hold your phone in your hand, and then let me try to push your hand down. When you held your phone, it was easy for someone to push your hand down. And when you didn't have your phone, they couldn't push your hand down. I actually did it. It's not just for show. Like, it was real. And that was a flip phone. So imagine with the iPhone with 5G, like that. I'm sure that these are all up and down and through and in, and it probably stops the functioning in our brain a certain way to where I've questioned myself. I'm like, I feel like I used to be very intelligent, but I feel like I haven't been using my intelligence lately. Like, what the heck? And when I start reading books, it's like I spark that again to where I'm getting my intelligence in. So I think the phones, like, they actually block you.
Them phones.
Yay!
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that the phones stop you from finding who you are. I think like you said, we know, like you said, back to at the beginning of this, you said about the confidence we're born with it, as you swing it. That's not to knock you out. I'm like, oh man.
Right? Yeah.
But I think we're born with the confidence, like you said, but I think that things diminishes the confidence and doesn't bring it out of us, as we continue to grow different things. Phones, like you said, it's 5G stuff. It's so much stuff going on that I feel like it's a plan against Black people anyway. You know what I mean? Just to slow us down, and you have to really be conscious of it and tune yourself into get back to yourself spiritually, and put down that phone. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm in that space where I have to put down the phone, take some time out to read. And I'm telling myself, like, you don't have to read the whole day. Just read a little bit, get yourself in the groove. And I feel like the snowball effect, you'll start, it'll pile up and you'll be hungry for knowledge like you used to, and because at one point I used to I was hungry, man. I wanted to know everything. Like I just wanted to know everything, and I lost that drive. And I'm like, what happened? You know what I mean? Like, what happened? So I want that drive back. I definitely want that drive back.
Yeah,
so,
I feel you. Yeah. And it's the phone is a big part, but it's not even just the phone. It's kind of the ideas of adulthood that we get from society, to where you have to get a job. If you don't go to college, you got to get a job. You got to figure something out with your life. You got to figure out where you fit in society or in your neighborhood or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's like when I'm being a mom, it changed. I wouldn't even say it changed me. It brought me back to the ideas I had when I was young, before I got caught up in the system. But it's like, it doesn't have to be the way that it is. And I don't like it the way that it is, so I'm not gonna make it be the way that it is, But these ideas of like, I have to go to work, I gotta pay bills, which that's important, but there's another way to do it. Like, we don't have to necessarily do it the way we're fed, that we have to take care of ourselves. But we get caught up in that because it's the way, Yeah,
it's the norm. It's like we were talking about earlier. It's like, they put these growing up, it's like they as when you're going through the school system, they tell you, like, this is what you have to do. Some teachers will tell you you're crazy if you say something that's too like far in the stars. And they ask you, like, what you want to be when you grow up. And you hear a lot of people, celebrity, or they say the teachers told them, nah, that's crazy, you can't be that. That's what society tells you. Like, why can't you? Like, that's what the person, and that's the innocence of the child, and believing in the confidence of the child, believing without a doubt. They just spurt it out, like, this is what I believe I can do. But when that teacher, or when somebody tell them, like, no, that's not realistic, or that sticks into them, and they be like, oh man, maybe they're right, because I got to go through this to get there, and I got to do this, and and it kind of diminishes their confidence. And like you said, it's like people feel like they have to work a job where they're sweating and barely can walk, and they don't have a life just to provide for their family, and it's not necessarily the truth.
It's not.
So I agree.
I remember when I was applying for colleges, I think you did junior year in high school, and I wanted to apply to Harvard, and my guidance counselor told me, nah, you can't do that, your grades aren't good enough. And I told my mom, and my mom was like, no, you go apply.
Right.
That guidance counselor had already crushed me to the point where my mom even saying it, that didn't build me up. And that kind of, I feel like that stuck with me. I even think I still have that now, to where the elite, I'll diminish myself kind of under that. I don't think that I can attain that because of what my record is, because, I didn't go to a Harvard. It's like that stuck with me all throughout, and ruins my confidence in certain things.
And that's like I said, like, all of us have these certain traumas, and things that stick with us, that kind of remind us, like, we'll go back in the past and we'll remember this, and we have to face those things. We really have to face them head on, because I have those things too, where certain things that I felt like I could have took that approach, but my confidence, somebody broke me, and I believed it, but we really have to face those things, because it can hold us back. It can hold our confidence back. And even like, the blessing of having a child, like, whenever, God willing, whenever I have a child, I'm going to be very conscious of how I'm raising them, you know, because I feel like I don't want to put that. I know society in itself is going to put that on them, but I'm going to try my best to let them know, like, look, keep that confidence as much as you can, you know, and don't let nobody derail you. I don't even care if I feel like it's like weird or like crazy. Like, if this is what you want to do and you feel it and you really cold hard, this is something that you truly, not just some fluke thing that you try to do. If this is something that you really have a passion in, if it's something that you really love, go for it, you know. And if you really believe you can do it, I don't care. Like you said, the guy said with the grades, you know, people want a resume, and you're like, come on, man. It's like a lot of people get to places without the quote unquote proper resume, you know. It's like it's all God. God can get you. He can get you anywhere, you know, without, you know, he makes ways out of no ways, you know, the impossible possible. So when I keep that mindset, that just puts me back on track. Like, man, I don't care what they saying. I'm doing it, you know, and however it turns out, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so.
That's facts.
Yeah.
And you can, in my experience, you can only know that when you reflect on your life, because we've all been through something that was impossible. Like, we've been through those moments where we shouldn't have been there, or we shouldn't have been able to make it, whatever. We shouldn't be the way that we are today, but God made that possible. It was something that we couldn't see, we couldn't imagine, but we made it.
Exactly.
We did it.
Exactly.
And that wasn't the result of our strength.
Exactly. It wasn't. And that's the thing that I think we don't do enough. We focus on our failures more than our accomplishments. You know, when we accomplish something, it seems like, you know, we did it, now it's on to the next. What's next? You know, sometimes you got to sit back and like, man, I did actually do this, you know. I actually did that, man. Like, don't just move on so fast. And I'm speaking for myself, because I've done that a lot. I'll accomplish things that I feel like are small because I'm on to the next. Like, me doing this music stuff and me opening up for certain artists, I didn't feel it was like a big deal. Like, I was like, man, I'm just trying to get in. I want to be the big album, you know. That's my goal. I don't care about all this stuff. Who's going to give me an opportunity? That was my whole. Let me
call him out. Slum Village, you open for. What's his name? Conscious. You opened up for some crazy artists. I'm like, I felt like I was mooching. I'm like, yo, I know him. He's opening up for Slum Village.
I appreciate it. Use that stuff for the shows. I appreciate the support. I appreciate it. You know? Of course. Nah. You know what I mean? But I felt like I didn't take it in at the moment. I think I was happy, but I was there basically to like figure out who's going to give me opportunity. And it's like, okay, no one wants to give me opportunity. Cool. I was kind of at this point where not stubborn. Well, I guess you could say stubborn a little bit in seeing what I'm doing, living in the moment. I was more so just like, if they're not going to give me opportunity, we on to the next. And I think that's a good attitude, but at the same time, the enjoyment of the moment can be taken away. When you have that mindset like that, it's like this straightforward mindset and not living in the moment, always thinking of the future. It's like you don't live in the moment, you don't appreciate it. And I got to sit back and think like, man, you know, over the years and experiences, ups and downs, you know, I just thought about it. I'm saying, man, I've accomplished a lot, man. Like, and when I get like these moments where, you know, I'm not confident in myself, I'm like, look what you accomplished. You just weren't living in the moment. You just was so on to the next. You didn't even realize what you were doing.
That's
you know what I mean? So yeah, that's it.
I did that giving birth. I did a home birth, all natural, wasn't screaming. Wow. The neighbors didn't know, in a condo, and I didn't really relish in that. Like, I was just, all right, what do I do now? Like, how do I nurse her? You know, up until like very recently, and even still sometimes it's like, what do I do next? Even with taking care of grandma who's sitting over here, I don't know what she's getting into. But I'll help her in a bit. But she is 94, and we're taking care of her health to where the doctor said, wow, she's doing really good, and she's getting her personality back versus when she was in the nursing home. But I'm saying it, but I haven't relished in that. Like for me, it's like, what can I do next? How can I keep her going? You know. But I think that's a flaw that our generation has. But I think we're trying to get rid of it. But we learned it from our parents, because our parents don't give themselves credit. You know. Still, they don't give themselves no credit.
That's very true, and that's powerful. Like that you did that. Like you said, that's something to relish on. Like you really gave a natural birth. You know, like that's all strength with you and God. Like y'all did that. You know what I mean? Like no doctors putting none of that. You know what I mean?
Nothing.
Like that is an awesome accomplishment. You know what I mean? That's an awesome experience. You know, and it got to be an intimate experience as well. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah, for sure. That's something to definitely be proud of.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank God for cameras, because my sister recorded it. So looking back at it, I really got to sit and be like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
Dang, that happened.
Yeah. That's good that y'all got it on camera. That'll be forever a moment that, you know, that'll be in y'all hearts, you know what I mean? So
exactly. But it also made me think too, like when it comes, you know, God willing, another child, I'm gonna have to sit down and actually relax and enjoy that moment, because I didn't do that for months, and it's stressful, and that causes pain and difficulty and stress when you're always, like you were saying, I'm opening up for them, but what are they gonna give me? You know, what's the opportunity? What's next? That causes stress and unnecessary difficulty, in my experience when I was experiencing it. So that's what I felt like. My heart rate at certain times, I actually felt it, that I probably had high blood pressure or something. So that's when I had to step back, and I had to spiritually go in and try to dig out and figure out what was causing this unrest, because I want to live a peaceful life, especially if I'm taking care of a family now, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? And I have to give like Black women their credit as well, because it's like, you know, a birthing a child and carrying a child ain't no joke. We can only imagine what y'all going through, but we will never understand, you know? So it's like, you know, we get scared talking about it. You know what I mean? We feel uncomfortable talking about childbirth and stuff, because it seems like it's so crazy. It's like, man, this is something that I don't even know. We men, but this is something I don't think we will be able to handle ourselves. So to be in a space of tranquility and in tune with yourself spiritually while carrying a baby with different ups and downs, and you know, that's an incredible accomplishment in itself. You know what I mean? And then doing it as you did, you know, and this is your first child, so you live and you learn as well. So this was also a new experience for you. So you learned through the experience as well. And like you just said, so you say, God willing, your next child, you know, you got an idea of how you may approach it, you know. So that's the blessing of life. You know, you live and learn, you know.
I did want to go back to two things you said. I want to start with the idol comments. It made me think about Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West, and Will Smith. And Kanye West and Will Smith, they're people who I love and are inspirational to me, but they have been on my mind, just what they're going through right now. But also Kendrick's album and his commentary on trauma in the Black community and the issues in society with, you know, Will Smith slapping Chris Rock and everything. Like, it is that idol. What was it? We were talking about idols, but the way that Kendrick went about in his what was it, Heart
the Heart Part 5.
The Heart Part 5. The way that he went about just taking on the identity of the different people who would be idols in our community, is like, that hit me and that touched me. But I also love how he showed like just a perspective, like from their way, and how they're doing these things, but there's a life that they live to where they're not perfect. They had to build up confidence. They are lacking in confidence right now. And it's like, I don't know, all these people that we looked up to as if we can't touch them, we're seeing them as human right now. And they're also being brought out of the spotlight too. Like I feel like there's something God written about what's happening with Will Smith and Kanye West and their mental health. There's something that's important, especially for Black men, to kind of read into or recognize for themselves in their stories. But go ahead, speak on that.
I agree. It's crazy you said that. Me and my mom, we were talking about it. She said she was even having dreams about like this Will Smith situation. She said she's not, when it comes to celebrities and things of that nature, she said she don't be having dreams. But she said she had a spiritual dream about it, and she said that she felt like he's having a spiritual battle, you know, of you know, from her perspective of how she explained it, of him trying to choose the spiritual path or this path for the industry. And I thought it was interesting. And then you said that you think it's a God-written thing. I definitely think that it's
She about to get
she tried to beat you up, man.
Cute.
Hey, hello. But I definitely think it's a God-written thing. She's smiling hard too. She's waving.
She is.
Yeah. But it's definitely a God-written thing. I definitely think that God is putting certain individuals on pedestals to show society that, okay, this is y'all idols, huh? You know, y'all feel they're so perfect, huh? Like, look at them. They're crumbling in the public. They're crumbling in front of everybody. They have all the money in the world. You know, their life is quote unquote perfect, but they're crumbling. You can see it. You see Kanye West. He's going through it. He's going through his divorce. He's crumbling on camera every 5 minutes. It's like, and you know, I never judge the next man. I don't know what he's going through. You know, as celebrities, people always have their commentary about them because they're on the public eye. But I always try to catch myself with completely judging, because I know I don't know the whole situation. I know I don't know them personally. I only can have an outward view of what I think. And that's how I think about the Will Smith and Kanye. I just think that like you said, God is showing that they are people just like you. No matter what position, no matter their social status, money, they can't escape the things that human beings go through. You know, it doesn't matter. And he's putting them on a public, you know, show. He's showing everybody, and it's like people are looking at it, and it's like, and you know, another thing, I think that the COVID did that too. When that first wave of COVID came, it really showed, in my opinion, people that it doesn't matter who you are. Like, it just, like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody, I think celebrities was waking up. Like, it don't matter your celebrity. It don't matter what money. It doesn't matter, because when things get real, it gets real.
It's real for everyone.
For everybody. It don't matter who you are, you know?
Even, go ahead.
Oh, and this is the last thing. And even with the Kendrick album, it's like, I enjoyed that because he spoke on that a lot, and he's very vulnerable. And you know, even with Kendrick Lamar, this is a something I'll admit. I always wanted to like I know that he met his girlfriend, and they came up together in the industry. I always unconsciously idolized that. I was like, I don't want to make it always big and find like a woman that I don't feel is there for me, and I don't know her true intentions. So I idolized his relationship, you know, and I was trying to be something like that. I'm like, I want to bring someone with me. And I don't think it's a necessarily bad idea, but I had this perception of what I thought his relationship was. Until I heard the album and I understood, like, I'm looking at his relationship as this perfect thing. And he is saying different things, that their relationship isn't perfect. They work through it and things of that nature, but it was a lot of stuff that was wrong. But I had a perception like it was a perfect relationship. And it's just another thing of idolizing. You got to really catch yourself with that, you know?
That even goes to show with the relationship Will Smith and Jada, and Kanye and Kim. I read that when he, you know, I just fell in love with a porn star. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, you did. Yes. And
yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes,
True.
you did. That's very true.
That's
Yeah,
absolutely true. Shoot.
yeah, yeah.
But even Will and Jada, I listen to Jada's Red Table Talk personally, but it's like the commentary of what people say, especially since they're a marriage that has been so long. Me being in marriage like a little over a year now, it's different. Like there are like, it's like love when you're married is different because things get real. Like we're talking about realness. Like things get real to the point where what people see on the outside, number one, that's just idolization, like you were saying, and then number two, those little things that people can see, like the faith, the without faith, the things that people see on the surface, that has nothing to do with what's actually really there, especially when you're with the raising a family. Like things, it's different. And it's more intimate. That's a different whole nother podcast to talk about. We could do that in the future. But it's like when it comes to Will and Jada, the commentary around their relationship and around that slap, it's like you have no idea what these people's childhood was. You don't know what their childhood was. You have no idea what Jada is going through. Number one, don't tell a black woman that her hair falling off is not important. If my hair fall off, you're not gonna see me. Like that's not okay. That's not cute. Like I have an uncle who has alopecia. It's not, even for him, it's not cool, and it's a huge struggle. But it's, even with what Will Smith did, his actions, I don't like Chris Rock, so I'm biased. Gladly. But and I have a thing with black men to making fun of black people in general, but especially black women in front of a white audience. There's a whole different concept with that, and he looked really Samuel L. Jackson in Django. That's what he looked like to me. So, but that's my personal stuff. But the action that Will Smith took to slap him, I read like the beginning of his book, and that's from his childhood. That's stuff he never worked within himself to heal to where he would act out like that. But like you were saying, it's like all these idols that we have, people we look up to, we're seeing them in their realness now. Number one, social media doesn't let anything hide. And then number two, even going outside of the black community, you got the Alec Baldwin story where he killed someone. You got Johnny Depp and his wife or his ex-wife now going through it. But there's like, everything is just being exposed. Even the government stuff, UFOs, all of that stuff is being exposed. And it's like we're in a time right now where you need to be real or you're gonna be gone. You need to be real or you're just not gonna make it. And that's on Farrakhan. Like that's on a lot of things, but
For real.
It's a time where everything is showing us that we need to deal with whatever demons, whatever angels, whatever spiritual stuff that we need to work on in order to live our full purpose and to live righteously. We need to deal with that, or we're going to get left behind in this time, because the world is being exposed for what it is. COVID was a nice pause for us to figure out where we are, and now it's the action of being better or being nothing.
You're right. Wow, you put it. You spoke. I agree. It's like, it's a shift. It's definitely a shift. It's like everything is on the forefront now. It's like, I don't know. It's like you say, like it's a shift. Everything is being exposed. And I noticed that too. It's like stuff is being exposed tremendously, and it's like you said, you have to deal with it, because like you said, you can't escape it. It's gonna show. Like with the Will Smith thing, it's like that man is going through something. Like, to go up there, and like you said, me personally, like, this is an endless debate. We can, people go back and forth about, about the slap. I went up there, and when it first happened, I, as a man, was like, man, like, especially as a black man, it's like, I feel like it's our job to make sure our wife or our partner is not in any way offended. Now, I'm not saying that Will Smith should have went up there and slapped him, but I understood. I understood the action. I understood it. It was. I understood it. And like you said, trauma from childhood, different things. Like you said, I didn't read the book, but correct me if I'm wrong. I heard that it said something in the book where he was being bullied, or was it something of that nature?
He was bullied his not whole childhood, but a lot of it. But I
Mm,
think the part that really connected was his mom. He tells everyone his father used to beat his mom.
beat his mom.
He
Yeah,
was
yeah,
the
that's right.
oldest
That's what it
son,
was.
but he was always too cowardly to do
Good,
anything.
right.
So where his little
Yeah, yeah.
brother was trying to defend his mom.
Offended. That's what
Yeah.
it was. That's what I've seen online. And I didn't read the book, so I just want to make sure I was correct. But yeah, that's the part. I think if some bully, his father used to beat his mom, and it's like that sticks with you. Like,
Yeah.
so he sees bullying, he sees that, another man, talking down like to another woman about alopecia. Like you said, women and men, you don't know how that's affecting her. You know what I mean? Like, he's
Yeah.
up there, and then like you said, it's on a public display, like at the Oscars, bro. Like, come on now. Like, so he goes up there and Will Smith does what he does. But it was like you said, everything is being displayed. It was on the Oscars. I just couldn't, but first I couldn't even believe that. That's how it goes back to you saying like everything is being exposed. Like, when has that ever happened? Like,
At the
someone
Oscars.
getting slapped on the Oscars? Like, what? God is exposing everything. He's showing your idols, man. Like, these are the people y'all look up to. This is what's going on. He's showing it publicly now. I feel like all this stuff was happening behind doors. He's showing everybody, like, stop looking up to these people as if they're your God.
Yeah.
And it's like, we got to learn from this. Like, the COVID, the stuff like this, Kanye West, like these public figures, we God is showing us this for a reason, I believe. Like you said, we have to face what we're dealing with, or you're going to get left behind. Like you said, you're going to get left behind. You have to deal with it. So it's like, yeah, I agree. Like, this is an era where everything is the mirror. Like, you gotta look yourself in the mirror,
And if you can't do it, you gotta. That's prayer. That's why you need God. That's why you need God. However you call him, if you've never called him, like, now is the time to get in touch with the Creator. Like, this, we weren't put on this planet by ourselves. We didn't create ourselves.
No, not at all.
If we did, we would be in a much better situation than we're in now. Like, we can't even get a job at Amazon that's hiring everything and want to talk about I'm an atheist. Come on.
Right.
Come on. We can't do nothing for ourselves. Can't build a house. We don't own land. Can't grow a flower, but want to call ourselves atheists. Where does that make sense?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Can't do nothing for yourself, but you want to call yourself atheist, right? Exactly. That's a perfect example.
We better get in tune with something higher than us, higher power, because it's crazy. And especially, I'm always gonna go back to childbirth, but I had no control over Journey being developed in my womb. I had no control. Like, I was literally a vessel of creation. Literally, all I could do is eat healthy, exercise, try to stay positive in my mind, but that was me connecting with Allah, with God. Like, but that's what is happening now. Like, we're all in a moment where we're a vessel of creation, man or woman. So we need to connect with God, or what we're creating, or it's not going to be good. It's not going to be something that can be brought into after this world is exposed and when God's world comes into play, because that's what's happening now.
that's definitely what's happening. And I feel like he's doing it in everybody's lives. Like, he's like, even with me in my personal life, I just feel like he's putting a mirror to myself. Like, you need to get in tune with yourself, and it's happening to regular people, public figures, everybody, man. Everybody is being exposed, and I think that being exposed is not necessarily a bad thing all the time. It's a wake up call. It's a wake up call, and to look at yourself, really look at yourself and get in tune with yourself, get in tune with God. And I really feel that's the main thing now, and I don't know what the future holds. It's like it's make the things that have happened in the past couple years, it has me curious of, like, what is next, What's next, you know? Because God is moving, man. He's working. He's seeing it, man. And the lies of the government. You know, it's a Muslim brother. I can't think you. I know you know this guy. I can't think of him. He's on Instagram and he's exposing like stuff like that. And he's
Islam.
Yeah, him.
Intellectual extremist on Instagram now.
This brother, he's exposing everything. He should be on every platform.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the facts to back it. He's not giving you bull crap. He got the facts. He's shutting people up. They stuttering in their words. He's giving y'all facts. So why is this being they're messing with his algorithm? Like you was just speaking on, like they're not putting it out there. And it's like he has the confidence to keep going. I appreciate that. But I know people that can mess your confidence. I'm like, man, I'm trying to be there for my people. I'm trying to do God's work.
Yep.
But you know, it's like the enemy is like really like trying to like stop it, you know, and you know, it's people like that. I appreciate him and many others that are going against the grain, you know, and putting that message out there, man, because they're putting a false narrative out there. They're trying to inject us with these shots. To this day, I ain't get that. I had that I passed out, you know, in my bathroom.
Rough. Mm-hmm.
And I passed out. If it wasn't for Bria being there, you know, while I passed out, you know, I would have probably still been laying there. But I felt the effects of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that something told me not to get that shot. You still like, I was like, don't get that shot. And it's like they was pushing it. To this day, they call me. Like that was.
They call you?
To this day, Tia. They call me to this day to try to get me to get the shot. I knew something was wrong. I'm like, I had in 2020. Mm-hmm. It's 2022, but going on 23. I'm like, yeah, they're still calling me, and they know I don't have the shot.
When you
they're like,
beat it.
Yeah, I beat it. I'm like, all the antibodies are still in your the things, whatever they call it, still in your body, and you might want to get. They still call me to this day, trying to get me to get that shot. It's crazy. And I'm like, and I'll block the number, right? I'll block the number, and they'll call me from a whole nother number. They'll multiple. It's like, man, this is an objective that the government, the powers that be, have. Something is not right, you know. And you know, it's truly an agenda going on out there, and you know, and even them, I think they're already being exposed, really, but
to the point where what you just said, you didn't even say much, but that's gonna get taken down when I post it on YouTube. That's gonna get taken down.
My bad. I didn't even think about that.
No, you good. Because you know, I'm down for freedom of speech. Like, but it's gonna get taken down. My other video got taken down, and it's not even telling somebody to do something. The man was sharing his experience with it. And he got it.
Crazy, man.
He got the shot.
Crazy. But he took the video down.
Took it down. And I got a lot of views. I was like, oh shoot, I got views. But they took it down because the notification literally said you are not allowed to share any experience that is contrary to what the WHO and what medical experts say is the truth about this.
Man, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's insane, man. Not even giving people the freedom of speech to talk and speak on the things that they want to speak on. What happened to that? Like, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they want you to just shut up and not say nothing, you know, basically.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my thing is, if what Riza Islam is saying is so false and so just psychotic, why is he on a government hit list of the disinformation dozen? Like, why is it that important, right?
Exactly. There's no way he's on a list if he's not doing something. He's not exposing anything. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Come on now.
But hey, this stuff has been exposed before. I don't know if you saw on Instagram, but he just posted a clip of an X-Files episode from 2016 saying exactly what people and he's been saying about this. How, you know, the shot is doing this and the shot is with depopulation and everything like that, and that's from a 2016 X-Files episode. So
wow,
yeah,
I didn't see that. I gotta look that up.
Yeah, I'll send it to you because I put on my notifications for him because they don't show them on the timeline. But
man, that's crazy. From the X
it's
Files,
crazy.
that crazy show. Yeah, I remember X Files.
Yeah, I used to love that show.
X Files. I remember that show. Yeah, used to creep the intro used to always creep me out. That used to like creep me out a little bit. But
Yeah, that was my scary show on the Sci-Fi Channel. Remember that
Sci-Fi
channel?
Channel.
Yeah.
That was a scary show on the Sci-Fi Channel. Sure.
But
But
that's real. But bringing it back to
yeah.
the confidence thing, it's, what was I gonna say? Everybody watched, and I don't know if you watched it yet, but the Swan Song by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Definitely watch it. I'll link it in the information for this, and I'll send it to you. But I think the minister said, not in the Swan Song, but in another speech I was listening to, he was essentially saying that when you have powers coming at you, like you were describing, they come at Brother Reza Islam, that's how you know. That should build your confidence and your faith in God, because that's how you know that you're being contrary to this world, which we know that this world ain't right. We know it's not right. So if this world is coming after you, that must mean you're the opposite of not right. Even if you're not on the dot right, you're the opposite of they're wrong. So I'm down to be there, and that should build up confidence for anyone who's just speaking truth or trying to put not anti, because I don't really like that saying, but trying to put a message that is opposed by society out there. If it's not about hating and trying to kill people or attack people senselessly, that might be a message that is needed and that somebody definitely needs to hear, like Brother Reza Islam gives. And Minister Farrakhan gives, and they call him anti-everything, but he's never been anti-anything except the devil.
No, you're right. When you're doing even to the point of you putting your YouTube videos up and they taking them down. That's the powers that be. Trying to stop you from spreading your message, because they know that what you're spreading is truth. They know it's truth. They don't want that spread. They don't want that message to be spread. So even to that point, I've been hearing a lot of stuff like that. People getting their YouTube videos, Instagram videos taken down, like out of nowhere, and they're confused. And it's like they don't want them to talk about. You can't put nothing. Instagram automatically like puts this thing up like, go here to find facts about, like, I just typed it and it's like they putting that up. It's like, man, they like got us under a microscope. They watching us on social media. They're watching us. They're watching everything we say. They're really watching us, man. They're really watching us, and
big time.
Like you said, not to go too far off. Like you said, back to confidence. It's like, like you said, that's the ultimate confidence, to know that you're, doing God's work. I feel like it's an empowering thing to me personally. I know other people get confidence or they feel some type of pleasure when they get a lot of money, and I feel like that's not really that's just a false satisfaction. It's not really. It's temporary. Getting some money or getting a new house, and that's great accomplishments. But when you're doing God's work, that's just like the ultimate like confidence is. To me, it's like when you're doing what He wants you to do, He builds you up. Like, it's opposite people out here that's against what's going on out here, and I'm a child of God, and I'm going to stand beside Him, and I'm going to do His work, and I'm going to stay strong and firm in it, and keep pushing even when they try to knock me down, and it's a great feeling in that, It's like I said, like even like in my music. It's a great feeling hearing people tell me, not just that the record hot, but they'll tell me like, oh man, like that record, man, you was talking about this and that really helped me. And sometimes it throws me back, and it's like, now you just saying this because, you just trying to be nice. But people be like, man, no, like you helped me through this. My grandmother just passed, and this crazy stuff. And I'm like, man, this is so that's confirming to me that I'm doing God's work. I'm helping people in some way, and that it gives me a confidence, to keep going. It's not a confidence that is trying to be famous rapper, it's just a confidence of doing what God wants me to do. You know what I mean? So,
and that's to me, that sounds like you found your purpose. You know, you have a passion, but you found a purpose in it. When you hear stuff like that and it fuels your fire, you know, it's
Yeah.
like when, like, we spoke about being nervous before we do something, but while you were speaking, I was thinking, you know, when we really care about something, of course we're gonna be nervous, and of course we're gonna handle it with care in a way to where we're gonna try to be careful. That doesn't mean we're lacking in confidence, like we discussed, but that's just something that we're passionate and we love. We love that thing. So of course, you know, we gonna get sweaty before going on stage. Of course, even before this call, like, I'm getting nervous, even though we just chatting, like, we just talking. But it's like something I care about, crafting a conversation and giving people like you a voice. Like, that's something that to me, that's life. So like, the nervousness is gonna come naturally, but the confidence that we get from it, like we keep going back to, is from God. It's from that faith that what we're doing is purposeful and it's touching people in a positive way.
For sure. And one thing I want to say is that you've always displayed confidence. I'm gonna tell you that now. I'm not gonna say that I know what you were feeling in your personal life or the emotions or the ups and downs, but you've always had a confidence in yourself to do the things from the exterior. It seems like to me, you always had a confidence to just do what you want to do when it comes to traveling, moving. Like, I've like you said, that inspired me. Now I was talking, like, when I was talking to Ella, that inspired me. It's like you did the things that you wanted to do. You tested out different things, and you did what you wanted to do, and you did it. And that there is alone is a confidence. Even with you doing the self-helping, you know, talking to people and helping them through their issues and problems, like, that's, you know, you stepping out there and doing that is confidence, and this to choose to take that path, you know, like, to actually help people. You realize that you have a gift to help people, to talk to them, and, you know, you're doing God's work. You know, when you take that step and, you know, not be afraid to do it, you know, you just go out there and do it. And me, I always felt like, I believe in frequency. I felt a confidence in you to just be able to do it, step out there and just do it. You know what I mean? To step out there and do it. So you definitely have displayed, you're working in other people's lives as well. Like you said, you inspired me to want to travel and see the world. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? You know, even when you don't see that you're working in other people's lives, your actions and what you do, you know, you're working other people. You're working and people are watching, and I'm noticing that with my own life. Like, you know, people are watching even when I don't notice they're watching. You know what I mean? So you're, like you said, you're moving in the right path as well as me, I feel, you know. And one thing I seen, like, and I normally don't, like, when it comes to rappers and stuff like that, I run across some certain quotes and things of that nature. I ran across a Jim Jones, out of all people, Jim Jones. I don't care for this guy's music too much, you know, but, you know, I seen a quote that he said. He was like, you know, whenever you don't feel determined, consistency is key. And that stuck with me. I'm like, you know, at moments I have some things have happened in my life. I just haven't been feeling motivated at all. You know, I haven't been down. I haven't been feeling motivated. But when he said that consistency, keep going, because eventually you're going to get the motivation back. Something's going to spark it again. And, you know, basically I took that and I was like, yeah, I gotta keep going. I can't stop, you know, even when it don't feel right, because it's like, people are watching, you know, people are really watching, you know what I mean? And like, when you told me earlier, you was like, you feel unmotivated, about people, like the algorithms taking your videos down and things of that nature. I would never know that you feel unmotivated. It seemed like you the most, I listened to you and D-Lo's. I was telling D, I'm like, man, that was dope, man. Y'all killed that, man. It's like, y'all, it was natural. It was dope, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we was talking about it and say, yeah, she doing her thing, man. She really doing her thing. And it just seemed like it's natural to you. But we have these personal battles that the world don't see. But, you know what I mean? Like, keep it up. Keep that consistency, because it's people are watching, you know? People are watching. Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate it, Raff. Thank you so much. And that's a lot coming from you because, like I told you before, like I think confidence is a perfect topic to discuss with you because, likewise, you've always displayed a confidence. And your confidence is funny because it's like there's Kanye, but then there's a Kendrick. And yours is like a humble confidence, like Kendrick, where it's you're quiet, but when you're in your zone, you're an entirely different person from who you are like outside of that zone, and it just shows your fire and your passion. And that's why I was excited for this topic with you, because your confidence actually has inspired me. Like when thinking about starting the podcast, when I did it, like I just think back to you on stage versus just talking to you at the crib. Like it's just two different things, but you're the same Raff. You're the same, but it's just like you turn something on that's inspiring and it captures everyone and it engulfs them, and that's what I want. You know?
Wow. See, like I said, you don't know. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. You never know. I hear that a lot though. I hear people say that a lot. Not with what you just said about the two different modes I get in. They meet me in person. And when they see me rap on stage, they're like, "Man, wow, that's." I hear that a lot, but I think that I put myself in I just put myself in a mold. Like I have to change my before I hit the stage. Like I have to change my whole approach. Like I have to go like the ultimate confidence, and which is the subject of the topic matter. I have to go up that stage as if I own it. You know what I mean? As if God is right beside me, while I'm performing. And I go out there like that because you have to know that this is your calling. You have to really know, even when you're at the bottom, like you have to know, like God, you're doing God's work. He got you, so you can be performing in front of one person or 1,000 or 2,000 or a festival. But you got to step on that stage like you own it and know that God, got you. You're doing his work. And I prayed on that a lot because I had stumbles before, doing open mics and things like that. And, that's what I got from him. He told, I felt like he told me in my spirit, like you have to go up there and know that I'm with you. I'm with you when you're doing this. And I think that's where that spark comes from. At moments when I get up on there and then it's like once I'm back to myself, I transform. Like I go up there like Goku or something. I'm turning Super Saiyan. You know what I mean? And then I go back to myself. I get off stage and I'm back. And everybody congratulating. I appreciate it because those words keep me going as well. Like hearing people tell me that that I'm a source of motivation to others. So. I appreciate that. I definitely do.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate this conversation. This definitely a powerful conversation for me. I'm taking a lot away from it.
Inspiration.
But the root, and also keep that consistency too, because I was excited to see you posting again, and you and Illa posting too. Like I'm excited for the whole Omega Academy because I definitely miss y'all. That was the whole vibe. I was the coolest person out in Baltimore because I met y'all.
Man. Everybody loves Tia, man. Like everybody, and it's crazy how things work, how things line up. It's like how we met. It was just like I said, I don't believe in coincidences. It's like meeting you through Ella and just being roommates with Ella and. Everybody getting close to you and we all being cool and everything. And to this day, we all are cool. It's like, that's dope, man. It's dope,
It is.
So it's crazy how that happened, and we're all still connected,
Yeah, facts. So, I'm finding him on, I think I downloaded the Roommates app.
Yeah.
I was like, please don't let me get killed by whoever this is.
This is a random person, and it happened to be Ella.
Yeah,
it happened to be him. Crazy, man. That's crazy.
Nah, I wouldn't take it back.
Don't let this person kill me.
Thanks. I was praying. I said, look, sending pictures to my friends. Look, this is who's moving in.
Check them out. Should I trust them?
Thanks. Had the FOI ready just in case.
Yeah. So you had all that ready. Oh man.
Yeah.
No, man. Man, that spot, man. I like. Not to go too off topic, but that spot was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I talk about it all the time. All the time, yo. I can't wait to go back to Baltimore just to ride by there. But the landlords were jerks. I hope they don't own it anymore.
Oh, Lord, they were jerks? Oh, man.
No, they were bad. They mess with Illa and everything. I still have the recordings from our conversations with them.
Wow, jeez.
But they played.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I don't play. I take recordings, and I should have sued them, but I didn't know. I'm thinking they have the upper hand.
Yeah, you should have sued them. Yeah.
Should've. But they taught me lessons. I learned. Get things in writing.
You live and you learn. You know what I mean? You definitely live and you learn. You know.
Facts.
But yeah, this definitely was a powerful, like I said, definitely a powerful conversation. Vice versa.
Thank you.
I it's dope just to talk because. Just to talk is therapeutic, and basically, I know you're spiritual, you believe in a higher power, and it's always good to talk with somebody with a faith as well, like because it adds a whole nother element to it, and a different understanding. So it was very helpful. This is very powerful and very helpful for me too. So, like I said, thank you, for allowing me to be on again.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for coming on. Grace me with your presence. It's definitely a blessing in the conversation, but I also think this conversation will be a blessing for those who tune into it as well.
Oh, sure. Definitely. Somebody needs to hear it.
For real. I know I needed to.
For real. Same here.
But you can leave everyone too with your information. If you have anything you want to share about what you have coming or what is already out there, go ahead so that people know how to reach you. Okay. All right. So follow me on Instagram at Raff Alpha, spelled RAFFALPHA. Twitter, follow me on there. It's Raff Alpha 410. What else am I on? I think I'm mainly on those two. I got to get on the other stuff, the TikTok and stuff. I don't even know how to use stuff, but I'm be on there. I ain't gonna be doing those dances though. Dance moves.
Doing that. I ain't turning to Chris Brown out here.
Right.
I gotta do some practice to my moves before I come Chris Brown. But yeah, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. New music coming soon. I'm actually dropping music on my birthday, which is July 3rd. This is the first place I said it, so I'm getting back in the groove of things. I had a little hiatus, but I've been recording.
Clapping for you.
Thanks, Jardy. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. But yeah, dropping music on my birthday. Dropping 2 new singles on my birthday, and
nice.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for that. And more information coming soon. Just follow my Instagram for more show updates, music updates. Again, it's at RAFFALPHA, Raff Alpha. Twitter,
YouTube,
RAFFALPHA 410. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Your YouTube is where you post your videos too, right?
Yeah. How did I forget that? Yeah, good thing you reminded me.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, I can't leave YouTube out. Yeah, I'm tripping right now. Yeah. Subscribe to my YouTube page. I'm really losing it right now. So subscribe to my YouTube page. That's also Raff Alpha. So if you type in Raff Alpha, it'll pop right up. RAFFALPHA, and subscribe. New music videos coming and all that good stuff. Possibly vlogs. I'm thinking about doing that too. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna invite you to the Wellness Cypher. I had it on July 3rd, but I'm supposed to be on vacation. We'll see.
Okay.
But on July 3rd, if you're free at night, the Wellness Cypher, I don't know if you saw it, it's my community I'm building with my coaching. But I called it a cypher because it's musically centered. So you come in, you jam out, relax yourself, and then we just chat and have conversations like this, but with a group. So if you're down to come and available, I'll definitely send you the invite so you can come through. And if you want to share whatever you want, you can too. Just whatever writing, whatever song you want to share. I left it as a platform too for artists to share if they need that space as well.
Yeah, for sure. That's my birthday, but I don't think that night I'm gonna be doing anything. Yeah, send that invite over. I'll see what's going on with that.
I got you. I might have to move it too though, because I'm supposed to be on vacation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you got this, all good. You're supposed to be on vacation, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that.
I gotta have my fun this month.
Yeah. I feel you. I definitely feel you. Don't you got a birthday? You're a Gemini, right?
Yeah, my birthday was June 14th. Look,
it already passed. Happy belated. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
I knew that you was a Gemini. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, happy belated.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They're now closer to 30. Mm-hmm. But yeah, y'all definitely follow at Raff Alpha on everything. I'm gonna link everything in the description as well. So follow the Baltimore legend already, not in the making, already with everything he's done. But definitely tune in, because y'all know you didn't get a feel for what he does on the mic just from him speaking, but you got a feel for his spirit and his soul on this. So I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you again, Rav, for this.
Of course.
She's about to get time out. She's acting out for the camera. But thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm gonna start recording now. Peace.